Hello, thank you for joining this video. Here we'll explore the Gallery Carousel section for your store. So first of all, we need to go to our theme customizer here, and keep in mind that you can actually add this section to any page here that you'd prefer. So for example, let's go to the product page, default product, we click on add section, and here's our Gallery Carousel. But for our example, let's stay on the home page here. So we need to scroll to the add section in the template. We click on add section and look through these sections here to add the gallery carousel. So here it is. Keep in mind that you can toggle this section anywhere that you'd prefer within your home page if you want to. You can also hide this section. So once you add all of the content here, if you don't want to show it, you don't need to delete it. You can simply just hide it from here. Okay, so now let's click on this section to see the settings that we have in here. So here we have the heading. So this is the name of our section. So you can name it to, maybe you want to showcase the new collection picture, so you can add the new collection here, or we can just simply remove the heading altogether and we'll have no space and no heading in here. So next we can show arrows. So as you can see, we have slideshow settings, we see show arrows, and keep in mind that arrows are available only on the desktop. So for mobile there will be just single swipe. So once we enable our arrows, we can save our changes. So we have these black arrows, and if you want to change the layout, the colors of these arrows, you just need to go to theme settings, colors. And now let's scroll down here to look for the slider arrows. Okay, so we see the background black, the icon, the symbol of the arrow white, and we can see the background hover also black. But we can change it. So for example, we can make the background hover white instead, and the icon on hover can be black. So once we save these changes, then our arrows will be changed on hover here, as you can see this. Okay, so now let's return to this section. So here is our gallery carousel. Once again, we've removed our heading, we added the show arrows, and we can also add autoplay or disable autoplay. So as you can see, these pictures here are autoplayed every 3 seconds, so they move every 3 seconds. We can remove the autoplay and these images will just stay as they are, and we can only move them by clicking on these arrows. Or we can enable the autoplay, but if you don't want the images to change every 3 seconds, you can increase, for example, to 8 seconds. So every 8 seconds, the images will move. So now let's put it back to 3 seconds here. Next, we have the layout of this section. So we have the desktop and mobile offsets for the top and for the bottom. So if you want to have space between the sections here, you can of course add the desktop offset and the mobile as well. And now we'll have this space between the sections. However, if you're adding several image-related sections like gallery carousel, grid images, for example, and you want them to be shown like as some kind of a collage, you want all images to be together, you can just remove the offsets and leave it as it is. So once we add the images, we'll return to this section here to see different kinds of offsets that we have in here, and we'll take a closer look at this. So now let's go back to here. So we have this section gallery carousel, and now we can add these slides. So here we don't show any limitation on the slides. As you can see, you can add many slides, and they will all autoplay one after another. So you can easily just do this. And now give me a second to remove the sections that the blocks that we don't actually need for our example. We'll just look for just a couple of images that we'll add here. Okay, so now let's add our images. So we click on the first slide here, and here we see that we can add the image and the link for this image. So as you can see, here is our template. So these are images that we can fill up with the content, and we recommend to use horizontal images like for third aspect ratio instead of 69th, because of course the horizontal image will look better here instead of the vertical one. So let's click in here and let's now add the image. So here is an example of the image in here, and we can also add the link here. So keep in mind that once we click here, we see that we can link up a collection, for example. We can also link up a product from here, or just any kind of page, or your blog or blog posts if you have them. However, you can also add external links. For example, you can showcase here the pictures from your Instagram or just the pictures of your products, and you want to link your Instagram. So let me do this now. I go to our theme manual here. Here we have different socials. So here is our Instagram. Let me just copy the link here. Now we go back to our theme customizer and I add the link here and click on enter or return. So we've added the link, and don't forget to save your changes. So now let's take a look at only one slide with the link. So we go to the preview of our store, we just scroll down here, and here is our section. So first of all, as you can see, we don't have any spaces between this section here. So you can actually customize different types of sections that involve images. For example, like a grid image here. If you're interested in how to set up the grid image section, we'll leave a link in the description box about this. And so if you don't have any spaces and all of your images are in same kind of style or vibe, you can make it to look like one huge section with images. So here we have our image, and as you can see, once I hover on it, it kind of zooms in because we've added the link. For images that don't have any links within them, they do not zoom in. So I click on this image and it transfers me to our Instagram here. So let's now return back here. And we also see our arrows. So they are black background with white arrows, and on hover they change to white background with black arrows. So as we've customized this section before. Okay, so now let's add some more images here. Let's now return to the second slide. We choose the image. Let's just choose maybe this one here. We can also link it. So let's now add the product. So let's add the internal link to it, not the external one at this time. So you can just link any product that you want. So let me just link this one here, and don't forget to save your changes. So we have the link here. Let's now add the third slide as well. So let's select the image from here. Here is our image. Let's now link the collection. So we click on collections. Now let's add accessories collections here, and let's save our changes. And also let's add a few more slides. So just the same thing. You just add the image, and then you add the link. Let's now try with the pages, with FAQs, for example, and save our changes. And now let's add one more slide, and then we'll take a look at our section. So let's just add any image from here. Then we can also add the link to it. So let's click in the link section. Let's choose products, and let's just add this product here and save our changes. So now let's go back here and click on view. And now let's scroll down to our new section. So here is our gallery carousel. As you can see, we can wait for it to autoplay every 3 seconds. If we just remove the hover from the arrow, or we can just simply click here and look through all of the images. So as you can see, the images that have links to them, they zoom in on hover. And now let's add the last slide, but do not add any link to it, and we'll take a look at how it works. So we choose the product image from here. We don't add any links, any products. We just save the changes, And now let's click on view. So now let's scroll down to our section once again here. Here is our new image. As you can see, when I hover on it, nothing changes. But when I hover on these images, I see this zoom animation. But when I hover on this one, nothing changes. So these are all the instructions on how to add your gallery carousel. And here is the example with no offsets and no heading. However, if you want to add the offset and the heading, we just need to go back to the gallery carousel section. Let's add maybe new collection text in here. And once we add the text, as you can see, we have a little bit of space between the heading and between the images itself. And also, we don't have any space between our previous section and this section here. So let's now add it here. Let's save our changes and let's take a look at how this section looks with the heading and with the offsets. So we scroll here. As you can see, we have our previous section. We have the space here, and here is our heading and a little bit of space between the heading and the images. But if you want to make one big collage with all of your images, we can easily remove the offset. We can remove the heading. Let's now save our changes. And for example, here we have two grid images section. And now let's toggle our gallery carousel between our grid images section and save our changes. And let's now take a look at how these three sections look combined. So here we have our first grid image section, then we have our gallery carousel here, and we also have our grid images section in here. So this is what we meant when we mentioned that you can actually kind of combine all of these image related sections to look as one big collage of images of your products. So these were all of the instructions in regards to the gallery carousel section. If you have any questions, feel free to contact our support team. You can always check our theme manual. Here is all of the instructions as well on the gallery carousel. And let us know if you have any questions. We're always here to help. Thank you very much for your time. Take care. Bye.